Hello and welcome to YaYa. Today we have a gentle flow for you that is going to be focused on alignment and a little bit more attention to detail. So go ahead and get comfortably seated and see if you can take your right leg over your left to start. You're always welcome to begin this in a chair if that's more comfortable for you, or to even lengthen those legs all the way out if you need to do so. Right? With the right leg crossed over the left, if that's available today, we're going to sit up nice and tall, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears and aligning the shoulders over the hips. We'll grab onto the front of the shins or the front of the knees, and I want you to gently pull yourself forward. Notice how the shoulder blades pull together, right? And then we're going to lean back to counter that. We're going to do that 2 more times. Gently pull forward, trying to keep the back long and straight, and then lean back using the arms as your anchor. And 1 more time, pull forward and lean back. Now finding that happy medium, keeping the muscles engaged, align the shoulders over the hips, gently pulling on the front of those knees again to help bring awareness to those muscles between the shoulder blades. Align the ears over the shoulders. Reach the crown of the head up and the sits bones down, and find strength in your pose here, lengthening in both directions. We'll pull the belly in and up, and we're going to take 5 deep active breaths. Deep inhale, deep exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you exhale, let your head fall to the left shoulder and forward and all the way around. Inhale to bring the head back up. Exhale to the right shoulder and forward. All the way back around and up. Exhale, take the chin to the chest. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the head back up, and we're going to switch the cross of the legs. Taking the left leg over the right. Sitting up nice and tall again, pulling into those legs, leaning back and pulling forward for 1. Leaning back and pulling forward for 2. Leaning back and pulling forward for 3. And then find those shoulders right over the hips again. Push down into the top of the legs. Reach through the crown of the head and the sits bones. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3, 4, deep inhale. As you exhale, let the head fall to the right shoulder and forward and all the way around. Inhale, bring the head back up. Exhale, left shoulder and forward all the way around. Inhale, bring the head back up. Exhale, take the chin to the chest. 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale to bring the head back up. We're going to lengthen the legs all the way out in front of us now, toes up to the sky for our staff pose. Hands are going to come down beside the hips. You can always use blocks here underneath the hands, but try to ensure that they do not make your shoulders lift up. Make sure to soften those elbows so you can press firmly into the palms of those hands. And so here we're going to act like we're trying to scrub the hands out away from us. Again, this is going to help pull those shoulder blades a little bit further together and just to help keep the chest expanded so we don't have the possibility to keep this going on, which is what a lot of us happen to do throughout the day, right? So pressing firmly throughout those hands and same energy in the heels of the feet. Make sure to ground down through the heels of those feet and soften the knees a little. And then we're going to root down through those heels and give energy to the feet like we're trying to separate the legs apart from each other. But we're going to keep the legs together. And then we're going to push the bottom of the feet to an imaginary wall. And we're going to sit super tall. Pull the belly in and up. Reach the crown of the head to the sky and take 4 more deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Staying strong, deep inhale. Exhale, 3. If you need to release the action before we get here, that's okay. 1 more. Exhale, 4, release the legs, release the arms, and maybe you notice those sits bones on the mat just a little bit heavier now. We're going to reach up through the arms, right? Fingertips towards the sky. We're going to take a nice deep inhale as we try to find a little bit more length, and then we're going to exhale as we try to hold on to that length as we come forward. So don't worry about getting to the toes or the ankles or the shins yet. Just allow yourself to reach out. Push to the back of those hips to the wall behind you. Root down through those heels again. Push out to the wall in front of you. Pull the belly in and up. Think about keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. 1 more deep inhale. And then we can exhale further down. Shins, ankles, toes, finding what feels good today. Great thing to do here is take a block beside the legs and to pull the block back towards you because this will help you to keep that back long still as you're trying to get a little bit further forward and gain more flexibility. Right? When we allow ourselves to round out the back, it's still stretching and it still feels great, but that's going to help reduce our chances to gain more flexibility. So try to keep the back long if that's one of your goals right now. Okay, 1 more deep inhale here. And then we can exhale and let ourselves just sink down. Let the legs flail out to the sides. Maybe shake them out a little bit. Maybe shake out the head and the torso a little bit. We're going to come all the way back up and we're going to come to our bound angle. So Baddha Konasana, we bring the bottom of the feet together. Again, you might have your feet way, way out here, and you might have your knees way, way up here. If this is a little too tight, you can take blocks underneath the thighs or underneath the knees or underneath the calves, finding to see what feels good today. So you want to try to get the feet as close to the body as you can, and we are going to bring the bottom of the feet to each other, right? So they're going to be pressing against each other. The thing that we're going to start with here is recognizing the action it takes to press the bottom of the feet together. So we're just going to gently press the bottom of the feet towards each other. You'll notice those inner thighs engage and fire up and release. We'll do that 4 more times. Press, release, 3, release, 4, release, and 5, release. Right, now we're going to squeeze the knees down to the mat. Okay, so 5, release, 4, release, exhale, 2, and 1. Now, next thing, you might have to do this without your hands so you don't use your hands to help you do the movement. We're going to flex the knees by pulling the heels closer to us for 1, release, 2, release, 3, release, 4, exhale, and 5. All right. Now from here, you can go ahead and grab back onto those ankles or those shins or those knees, wherever you're comfortable We're going to do all three of those while trying to sit up tall and while trying to keep hold of our breath. So as we do this, allow yourself to release certain things if you need to, completely relax the legs if you need to, because we really want to be able to focus on our breath first and foremost. But we're going to attempt to press into the bottom of the feet, squeeze the knees down, and pull the heels towards us, all while sitting tall and breathing deep. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5, 2, release. All right, we're going to come to a comfortable standing position so we can go through a sun salutation and into the flow I have for you today. So you can cross the legs here and come to a standing position from that way by lifting up those hips. If that's not available, by all means, go ahead and find your way up to the top of your mat. From here, we're going to get grounded through the bottom of the feet, spread out the toes. Remember, when we are in our mountain pose, first and foremost, through the bottom of those feet, we're adding that energy, that like we're trying to separate the feet apart from each other, because that's really going to help to engage those legs and align those bones for us. The feet are going to be hip width apart. Pay attention to where those hips are, because sometimes we go a little bit too far, right? And we try to face the toes forward, but for some of you, it might feel a little bit more comfortable with the toes a little turned out or a little turned in. So don't let yourself get too caught up with that. Try to find what feels comfortable in your standing foundation here. And then we're going to root down through the bottom of the feet. The tailbone is going to draw down a tiny bit, right? Pulling the belly in and up, reaching up from the hips. So we find space between the hips and the ribs. We reach the hands down, we reach the crown of the head up, and we're going to take a nice deep inhale as we reach up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to soften the knees. We're going to pull the belly in and find our way down to our forward fold. Inhale, lifting up. Nice long flat back. You might need to come up a little bit higher. Exhale, step the feet back. Plank position to chaturanga, elbows to the back wall. Remember, you can always come to those knees. Flatten out the feet if you need to here. Inhale to lift. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Tucking those toes in, reaching those hips high, softening the knees here, right? Pressing into the balls of the feet like you're trying to drag them to the back of the mat will really help to keep those hips lifted. And pressing into the palms of the hands as though you're trying to draw them closer together will help to flex those elbows a little bit, but it also helps to create more space in those shoulders. Nice deep inhale and exhale, and one more. Soften the knees here. Inhale, step the feet forward. And we can always work to hopping the feet forward if that works for you. We exhale here. And then we're going to inhale as we reach forward and up. And exhale back to center. All right. Instead of starting our flow from our downward facing dog, today we're going to start from the front of the mat. A lot of times it's a little bit easier for us to step backward instead of trying to step forward. So allow yourself to find those modifications as you need them. If you like stepping forward versus stepping back and you have the flexibility, then you can always kind of modify this flow as you need to. We're going to get grounded once again in our mountain pose. We're going to reach out and up with the arms as we inhale. And then we're going to step back with the right foot to find a nice high lunge. Back heel to the sky, back leg strong and straight. Square those hips by rooting down to the bottom of that front foot and almost trying to drag that front foot back towards you and almost trying to drag the ball of that back foot back towards the front of the mat. Right? So we find that stretch and that engagement to help keep us centered. The tailbone again draws down a tiny bit. We squeeze that back butt cheek. Resist the urge to tuck in and resist the urge to interiorly tilt the pelvis, right, to try to find more space. Balance and strength here as we
try to find that balance. Reach those arms up. Take a nice deep inhale. Find more space between the ribs and the hips again. Exhale, find more grounding. 2 more deep breaths. And 1 more. Exhale, bring those arms down, elbows nice and wide. Try to keep them in line with the shoulders. We're going to take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, I want you to straighten that front knee and try to draw those forearms together while staying balanced. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, bending that front knee, arms are going to come back up, paying attention to that foundation, right? Deep inhale. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. So front heel in line with the back foot's arch or the back foot's heel. Front knee's going to come down, and we're going to make sure that that front knee's pushing towards that pinky toe. We're rooted down to the bottom of those feet, super strong. Reach out with those arms. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades a little bit together. Not crazy, right? But a little bit together and reaching those fingertips out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Root down to the outside of that back foot. And 1 more deep inhale. Exhale. Straighten the legs and draw the arms down. Inhale. Back to warrior 2. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. 4. And 1 more. And 5. Inhale, face the front of the mat. Exhale, come all the way down. And we're going to inhale, plank position to hold. Right? Pressing into the palms of those hands and the balls of those feet. Squeeze the back of the legs up to the sky. Think about drawing the palms of the hands towards the balls of the feet. Okay? And try to keep the elbows soft. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Come down to those knees if you need to. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And 1 more. All the way to chaturanga. Remember, you can still come to those knees and all the way down. From here, we're going to come into our cobra, right? So the top of the feet are glued to the mat. The knees extend a bit, so that means the knees lift up a little off the mat, but the top of the feet stay glued. Pull the lower belly in and up off the mat. Squeeze the elbows towards each other and make sure that those elbows are facing the sky. All right, from here, we're going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Those hands are very gentle on the mat. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more. Exhale to the side of the mat. Lengthen out those arms and shake it out. Shake out the hips, shake out the shoulders. Allow yourself to breathe. And 1 more. Coming back to center, we're going to do that again. Inhale, coming back into our cobra. 2. Pulling in and up from the bottom of the pelvic floor. And 1 more. All the way to the opposite side of the face. Shake out the shoulders and shake out the hips again. Taking those hands underneath you, we're going to tuck in those toes and we're going to try to press all the way up to child's pose and to downward facing dog. Pressing up and pushing the hips back as you exhale. Inhale, pull forward and exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. You are welcome to step forward on the next exhale or the next inhale. Deep inhale. Soften the knees on the exhale. We're going to step or hop forward. Exhale, bow to the legs. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to reach. Step back with the left foot. Deep inhale. Remember to root down to the bottom of those feet. Remember to keep that back leg strong and straight. You can always find more here, but a lot of times when we go wider in our stance, we start to lose that foundation. So find what's available. Deep inhale. Exhale, come down to goddess arms. Deep inhale here, pulling the belly in and up. Exhale, root down to that front leg, straighten. Inhale. 2. Don't let the body lean forward or back. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 4. Inhale. And 5. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, open up. Warrior 2. Remembering that front knee towards the pinky toe, rooting down to the outside of that back foot especially. And the outside of that back foot almost drags forward, right? So allow yourself to feel that foundation. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. As you exhale, come down with the arms straight in the front knee. Inhale. Watch where that front knee goes. Exhale, trying to keep the same line of energy flowing through that front knee. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, back to the front of the mat. Exhale, back down. Inhale, plank position. Exhale here to hold, right? Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Remember, you can always come to those knees. Deep inhale. And as we come to our chaturanga or just to our bellies, elbows to the back and all the way down, right? From here, we're going to go into a Sphinx pose. So we're going to take those elbows underneath the shoulders or a little bit further out if we feel a little bit too intense there, right? Elbows underneath the shoulders, palms pressing down into that top of the feet glued, front of the hips glued, pull the belly in and up. Exhale. 4 more deep breaths. 3. 2. And last one. And slowly come all the way down. From here, we're going to cross the arms underneath us. We're going to turn the toes in and the heels out. Shake out the shoulders, shake out the hips. Turn out the toes and draw the heels in. And slowly take the top of the feet back to the mat. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Press all the way up, all the way to child's pose. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And one more. Slowly coming back up, hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to go into 3 cat-cow breaths here. So nice deep inhale, head, neck, and shoulders. Lift towards the front, dropping the belly down, pushing the sits bones to the wall behind you. And then as you exhale, we pull the belly in. We draw the sits bones down towards the heels. We lift the head, hang. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. And exhale. Slowly find your way all the way back to a seated position. All right. We're going to come into some boat poses before we finish up today. So I'm going to tell you to sit up nice and tall and think about keeping the shoulders in line over the hips, pulling the belly in and up. You can grab on underneath the knees if that feels good. And we're going to lean back. Now, as we lean back, we're trying not to let ourselves cave in to our body, right? We're trying to keep the back long. So allow yourself to just extend from the hips. That's the only thing that changes here. Maybe the arms reach out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. 2 more. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And 1 more. And exhale. Come all the way to bound angle. So we get to bring the bottom of those feet together again. Let the knees play out to the side. And allow yourself to take a couple more deep breaths. We're coming all the way back up. We're going to do that again. Staying tall, 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 leaning back. Now, when we lean back with that nice long back and just extend at the hips, eventually our legs start to want to float up. And it's a very gentle thing that happens. So allow it to happen if it feels available. And try not to lose your foundation. 2 more deep breaths. Maybe the legs start to lengthen. 1 more deep inhale. Exhale, bottom of the feet together, knees out to the side. And 1 more. Exhale. All right, we're going to come all the way up, bring the knees up and roll all the way down to the mat so we can come into our Shavasana. Right? Shake out the feet, shake out the hips, shake out the shoulders, and shake out the head. And allow yourself to breathe deep here. Allow the belly to rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Allow your attention to draw inward. And just allow the breath to deepen naturally. Paying attention to the cycle of the inhale and the exhale. And all the space between. Slowly, we'll begin to bring ourselves back, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Rotating the hands and the feet clockwise, counterclockwise. Bring the knees up. Let the knees sway from side to side. And go ahead and take those arms out to a T. Go ahead and let the legs fall all the way to the left side of the body and let the head fall to the right and shake the head no. Bring the knees back up, let the knees fall over to the right and the head to the left. And again, shake the head no. We'll roll all the way to the right side of the body and allow yourself to find stillness here for a short while. And slowly we'll begin to bring ourselves all the way back to a comfortable seated position. The front of our mat we set up nice and tall. We're going to bring our hands together today to gather some heat. Aligning the ears over the shoulders over the hips, and rooting down to the bottom of the sits bones and reaching up through the crown of the head. We'll bring the hands back apart from each other very gently to see if we can hold on to the warmth we've created, hold on to the energy we've created, and allow ourselves to stay with that as we release the hands or keep them closer together, whatever works best for you. But holding on to that awareness and then allowing yourself to reconnect with the breath. We'll begin to bring the hands back together, preparing to finish our class. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this flow, and if you did, like, comment, share below. Thank you.